Okay. Hey guys, how's it going? It's me, Yoko from Japan. Welcome back to my channel. I'm live from Fukuoka Prefecture, Japan. How are you guys doing? Late? Yes, late stream. Hello, thanks for coming. Biden decided it's a good idea to start insulting his allies now. What a genius. I know. What is he doing? I know that he was trying to counterattack Trump, but really, really bad idea. Not only Japan, China, and India, India not officially, but like their people are thinking that was wrong, right? Because it's not true to begin with. So let's see. Let's see another comment. Biden is such an embarrassment. Seriously, like you don't want him. Let me show you the BBC Biden Xenophobic. I think this was a good article, so let me share that quickly. Slide. What was that? Coming to you. Okay. This one. BBC News. Japan calls Biden's xenophobic comments unfortunate. Okay. And the labeling of Japan as xenophobic by Joe Biden was unfortunate and not based on an accurate understanding of the country, Japan U.S. Embassy says, and blah, 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 blah. So he said, where was it? Speaking to a largely Asian American audience, Asian American, that's a wrong place too. Audience on Wednesday, Mr. Biden said, why is China stalling so badly economically? Why is Japan having trouble? Why is Russia? Why is India? Because they are xenophobic. They don't want immigrants. And this is so ridiculous because it's not even true. And the article, I'll link it to you if you haven't seen it. It's silly because it's not true, right? Japan's economic situation is due to people say, like, I think in the article, I think that it said like birth rate decline and whatever. It's not a matter of that right now. Like the problem is in the future. But as for Japan, it's just that economically, we've been in recession and it's due to our domestic politics, if I may say that in short, and also right now, our nuclear power plants, they're not working, like not all of them are working right now. I mean, operating right now. So that actually damages our economy every day. So like things like that affects our politics and economy and, just prosperity in general. But Biden has no idea. He just wanted to make it. I guess that he just had the image of Japan being xenophobic, which is untrue too, that we are very like as much. I think that there's this misunderstanding from the international society that like how Japan dislike foreigners, but it's not that. Like we don't like it when foreigners, don't follow our rules. Like you're supposed to, when you are in Japan, you're supposed to obey to our rules and standards, and foreigners tend to be not aware of what we have here and disrespect. So that's what we don't like. And when it comes to the foreigners that respect our cultural values and rules and everything, like we actually love them. So like everything combined, it's wrong. What Biden is saying is wrong. Anyway, good evening. Thanks for coming. Hey, Yoko. Hello. How are you? FJB. What does that mean? Hey, Yoko, did you just send me a message on Discord? Do you have a Discord? I just approved some requests that I had received, but I'm not there, really. I don't use Discord, so. Hello, fellas. Hello. Thank you so much for coming. I was embarrassed that he said that he often embarrasses me, but we have a close relationship with Japan. Terrible. Yeah. But ironically, though, like, I guess that the allies of the US, especially, we understand how Biden is, even China and Russia too, that we all know that he's old and he has issues. And so I guess that's a saver for him. Like, we actually have to consider his health state and so on. What did Biden call India of all places xenophobic? India has a young population. They are in no shortage of workers. I know, and also the BBC News article pointed out that they have workers from Bangladesh and so on, like the neighboring countries. So they have immigrants. Yeah. Also, who in the right mind would move to India? I don't know about that, but like, first of all, like, India is growing right now. So I don't know why Biden just aligned all these different countries like Japan, India, China, like all different, right? I don't know what he's thinking. And I don't even, I don't think that he knows what he's thinking either. It doesn't surprise me that none of the woke Western anime voice actors who support Biden call him out for calling their Japanese bosses xenophobic or just causing Japan problems in general. Yeah. It's weird. You're good. Good to know. I'm okay too, but yesterday I was feeling so good because it was so sunny out and what you call like a pressure. For me, it was the atmospheric pressure, just atmosphere pressure. I don't know what it's called. It was when the weather is good and the pressure is strong, then I feel good. But today it's cloudy again, and I don't feel very good. But I'm here anyway. Please understand, Biden is like one of those cardboard cutouts with a hole you stick your head through a photo at the carnival. That is a difficult example to picture. Hi, Yoko, off topic, but it's interesting how Kyoto went from being so empty to being overcrowded again in a year's time. First they were lonely, now tourists are serious issues there. That is a good point. It's so extreme. So we are in the middle. Japan is in the middle of Golden Week. I guess that we have it's Sunday here, 5th. So 6th and oh, I guess on the 7th they go back to work. 7th or 8th they go back to work. So not me, I'm always home. But yeah, so right now still like people are having a good time. Even my parents are on a date today. I guess they're on a little cruise thing. So yeah, everybody is having a good time, and there are lots of tourists too because yen is cheap. Yes, it's interesting, right? But yesterday though, like in Fukuoka city, like not my city, but Fukuoka city, like the biggest city. Oh, my little thing is here. Yeah, in Fukuoka city, they had a car. It's not carnival. What you call like a march, like a parade event in the city, and I didn't get to see it, but we knew that it was gonna be kind of vibrant, like everybody having a good time. So I wanted to feel the energy. So my husband and I, we went out to the city yesterday. And on our way home, we had sushi. If you haven't seen the picture, follow me on X so that you don't miss out on those things. Funimation, Fuse Media, and Crunchyroll are all very discriminating towards Japan. Is sad, honestly. Are you talking about anime stuff? I have no. I'm not familiar with that sort of stuff. Greetings from the land of the living skies. Hello, thank you so much for coming. I enjoy Japan. Thank you. Q, Yoko, what are your thoughts on the CDP? I think they won some election in Tokyo. What is CDP? Oh, 立憲民主党? Constitutional Democratic Party of Japan. Oh, I see. Yeah, yes, yeah, the lady won. But it was that election, like we had 3 elections because there were some vacant seats all of a sudden. And they had to have an election to fill that up. And LDP lost in all 3 districts. And Kishida, I guess, is blamed. But I don't think that LDP was LDP didn't have. Oh yeah, LDP didn't have a candidate in that place in Tokyo, right? And also, and they could still support the candidate, like one candidate, and also Komeito, the one of the governing parties, they could support it too, but I don't think that they went all full in, you know? Like elections are interesting because it's more about what goes behind the scenes, you know, like we know how to get votes and we know who can create the votes. And so we depend on those people and so forth. But depending on the power struggles, sometimes we can't go to those people and so forth. You know what I mean? So, but nothing is changing, you know, it's just LDP. LDP will remain in power, and the opposition party, they're not popular at all. But we were that Tokyo one was interesting because we didn't. I mean that candidate is strong though, but what matters is who was the second place, third place, and fourth place, and so forth. And we thought that Ishin, the what's that word? Restoration Party. We thought that that party would do better, but they were actually not very strong this time. So, but last time when we had like nationally, we had local elections, and at that time, like last spring, I believe. I mean, last year, you know, when we had the national election on local levels, the Restoration Party was very strong, but not this time. So it was interesting to see that change. I won $50 today at a restaurant because I knew Osaka was south of Japan. What? Did you have like who gave you that money? What happened? That's interesting. So, is Osaka south? Kind of south part, I guess, but when we picture Osaka, it's in the middle. I don't know. Man, I want a globe. What you call a globe? Just globe. Terrestrial globe. I want that one day. Yoko, hello. Ohio. Ohio. Thanks for coming. Ohio. Yoko looks elegant as always. Thank you. I wanted to dress up more, but I didn't have the right clothes. I'm just wearing a shirt. Like what you call this kind of clothes. I could be in Texas wearing this, maybe, with a hat. It's like hot, humid, and chilly at the same time, and my body is really confused. Accelerator and Trumpy, its husband though. Didn't miss it again. I'm on a streak. Hey Yoko, hello. Thank you so much for coming. Did you see Candace Owens and a bunch of other conservatives argue that it was a war crime that the US nuked Nagasaki and Hiroshima? I haven't seen that. Is there a controversy now? Maybe because of the movie? I haven't seen Oppenheimer, by the way. Bunch of other conservatives argue that it was a war crime that used nukes. That's a good thing that they are talking about it in the States. Like, I don't want to pressure Americans, it's the historical recognition of Americans, and they should decide what to think. And as for Japan's standpoint, like always, like we were raided on a daily basis. And on the top of that, we had those nuke attacks. And it was done onto unarmed civilians. So that's the important part, for us anyway, that it was like we were not strong enough to protect, around our islands. So that's on us. But still, like, usually when you picture a war, you picture like a soldier versus soldiers, and they are all armed, right? But it was not. It was the targets every day were unarmed civilians, and mostly children and women. So that's what we talk about. And the necessity of atomic bombs is always a controversial thing. As for us, like, what I can say is that at that time, the technology was different. Each country, was developing all kinds of like bioweapons and nuclear weapons, and we were all working on technology, right? Advancing technology to be better than other armies so that we can win. And then people were doing that, and I guess that like we have a common, at least on the right side, we have the common understanding that the US was hurrying to test it out, to actually use it the first in the world. And earlier, by that, we mean that earlier than Soviet Union. So that's the region that we hear. And also like about the ending the war, like we were already in the process of ending the war. Like we were ready to surrender. And then we got nuked. So yeah, lots of controversy there. But what's interesting about Japan though, because we are the loser of the war, right? Like we lost the war, and what happens is that the winners write the history, and if you go to Hiroshima or Nagasaki or elsewhere, you will find some writing on a memorial stone or something saying that we will not make the mistakes again, like same mistakes again. And we're like, and it's like we can't express it well in English. Like we can't directly translate it because in Japanese language, we don't need a subject. Like who's saying that? We don't have to say that. We just say like not repeating. Basically, the Japanese writings usually say that not repeating the same mistakes again. And we're like, who, right? Whose mistakes, right? And it's as if that like imprinting that we deserved it sort of things. And nobody deserves to be, die from nuclear attacks, in my opinion, anyway. Anyway, flannel for the win. Flannel. Oh, that's a shirt kind. Looks like a flannel. It's very country or Budoland themed for the US, but I heard it's well known for otaku to wear flannel. I'm a nerd now in Japan. Maybe that's a strip. I think that's actually kind of accurate, at least for, I don't know. Nerds do tend to wear shirts like this, yes. Usually, like if you imagine a young guy wearing this type of stuff, usually like green or blue version, and then wear a hat and glasses, that's a true otaku right there. A nerd. Yeah. But this is actually from, I think, from HMM. I got in like 2018 maybe. So it's old now. But yeah. Girls like think that they wear fashionably, but when it comes to guys, it's a little not so cool maybe. I don't know. Not nowadays, because I see, like, for example, when I go to my haircut place, the guy is always wearing a shirt like this, and they usually do this, and he's wearing jeans, a pair of jeans. Tucker Carlson also said that. Interesting. I think that what I hope for Americans, like their understanding, is that I hope that Americans will realize that it was the Democratic Party administration back then. Just like today, like you're bashing the Democratic Party government. Same thing back in the day, the conservative politicians back in the day. What was his name? There was this guy, I forget his name, but he was speaking, in the I think it was in the Congress. Like he was openly saying that, like he was against the war. Like he didn't want the war to begin against Japan. And however, the Democratic Party, they wanted to start that war. And of course, the Democratic Party was influenced by Soviet Union spies. And also they were close to China at that time. So do you guys have you heard of how'd you say that name? So wait a minute. Oh yeah, the wife of I don't know the English name. Son Mei-ling. Have you heard of Son Mei-ling? Madame Chiang Kai-shek. She was Christian. I guess she was living in the US when she was younger, and she's fluent in English, and so she toured around in America to influence America's politics. So that was bad for us too. Oppenheimer is just another propaganda movie. Interesting. I can't say anything because I haven't seen it, but what I hear from here is that, like, by not depicting the bomb moment, it had more impact or something like that. For the US to call Japan xenophobic is unacceptable. Japan is our greatest ally, and I hope Japan condemns Biden's words. Yes, we did. I mean, our embassy did. And the Japanese people in general, some of them say that, of course, right? Like people on the right side, we're like, what are you saying? Like, we don't welcome like letting in immigrants like you, right? And me, for example, my take is the same as what I posted on X, but it's just that it's not that we're crazy. We're just protecting our border, and also we respect our people first, and then letting immigrants, if they are smart enough, or if they can actually obey our laws and rules. On the other hand, Biden is just getting rid of the concept of borders and just letting in illegals in, right? And it's that he is crazy. It's not us. That he is crazy, rather, to let in everybody that just are your borders. Like I can't even that leaves me what you call, I can't speechless. Yeah, I'm forgetting words. Yeah, I'm speechless about how ridiculous that is. Because what, when you think about it, like, I think that Biden's rhetoric is that he is open to immigrants, and he wants to welcome immigrants to boost his country and so forth. But that is really bad news for all these immigrants that are in the US legally. They paid so much cost, and they spent so much time trying to fit in the legal procedure, which they eventually they accomplished, right? And what was their effort for, to pay so much? So I bet that it costs, like, in the meantime, and they have to go through that process. And then what was that for? And they should be proud of what they have got accomplished, and people are just flooding in. Like, where do they stand? Well, yeah, you know what I mean? Like, it's very rude for them. And also, like, Biden just wants votes, like, it's apparent to anybody's eyes, by letting in illegals. It's unbelievable. Like, it's okay for him, I guess, because he's old and he's gonna leave this world any minute. But those who are young right now will have to live with the consequences, that those illegals that can't even obey the rules to enter your country, what are they gonna do next? It's so ridiculous. Do they actually like America to begin with? Like, respect America. I was at the bookstore yesterday in the city, and I was looking at just walking around in the bookstore, and I saw a book about a test to become American, that exam that you have to take to actually legally live in the US, and it was so difficult. It was all about the historical questions, like, yeah. And I'm like, I can't answer that. Like, I'm not smart enough to answer that. And yeah, so ridiculous that there are actually people now in the US that can't even answer that sort of questions. He also cried about world leaders meeting with Trump over here. It is because of statements like that. It's like, it's not our fault though, right? Like, if Biden was winning bigly, then we wouldn't have to prepare for Trump's scenario winning. But Biden is likely to lose. Like, it's very realistic. So all countries have to prepare for that, right? And that's on him. So weird. But I guess that he is sad though, probably, right? That the reality is not what he wishes to be, wishes it to be. Somebody has to give him an ice cream to calm him down. How would people know what otaku look like? They never leave their rooms. That's so harsh. I don't know. Our people, our nerds, by the way, the typical nerd type here. One of them is railway otaku. They like trains, and they actually wear clothes like this, and they gather around, like, where the rare train comes by. They have expensive cameras and so on, and we have a word for it. It's called toritetsu. Tori meaning taking a picture, but in a short expression. Yeah. I think toritetsu? Wait, I'm not sure. I think. Yeah, okay. 撮り鉄 and 鉄 is 鉄道 meaning railway. Railway. Oh, so hard to say. Good to see you, Yoko. Much love from USA. Thank you so much. USA. Oh, Taft. Yes, Taft. I know that name. Yes. Speaking of xenophobia, because Japan is more popular than ever, I've come across a lot of stupid, slanderous videos about Japan's past, mostly made out of arrogance and nitpicking themes like treatment of girls in Japan, what? Sexual harassment, wage maternity leave, stuff like that. One video was slandering Bloomer's Buruma, but Buruma. Oh, I see. The comment section actually wanted Japan to ban them. Interesting. Yeah. There's a tendency to like shame our culture or our past, but we don't care though. And there are like our leftists are just like that. Our leftists complain about Japan all the time, but the majority of us are just happy living here with our cultural backgrounds. And we don't feel the need to change. We actually rather feel suffocated by political correctness and everything, all the rules and working environment too. Like we can't say what's on our mind now. Everything is a harassment now, and we feel bad in general. And I think that the TV show that I recommended before, extremely inappropriate, it's called. That show depicts that very well, like how we have changed in the past 3 decades. It's a really good show. By the way, if you can give me super chat, I'll be happy. Just saying. I don't care about America. They just see the country as a way to make money and send back home. I must stay awake for you. Don't die. Please don't die. Live for me. The term I've seen used to describe them is economic mercenaries. What's mercenaries? I forget. 傭兵かなんかだっけ？傭兵だと。合ってた。I was right. Interesting. Did you see Nikkei Asia article about Japan allowing some children born in Japan to stay long term? Children born in Japan to stay. I was thinking that if they were born there, they probably think like Japanese now. Yeah. Are you talking about foreigners? Non-Japanese nationals, or are Japanese rejecting Buddhism? I hope not. No. I saw 2 of the greatest Buddha statues in Fukuoka and Kamakura. That's good. Yeah. Since which century is that? 6th century maybe or so. We merged Buddhism into our beliefs, and you can't detach them now. Oh, super chat! Thank you so much, Raiden. I remember now. Hello, my favorite YouTube. Here to stay. To say thanks. Thank you so much. It made my day. You made my day. By the way, I love the icon. Norakuro, right? It's so cute. It looks like my dog back home, my parents' house. My little brother, Taro, looks like that. He's a black Shiba, but actually that kind is something that we called mame, like little like beans. So he's small and he looks like that. So thank you. Thank you, thank you, thank you. Is Felix the cat? Oh, it's the cat? Wait, that looks exactly like our character though. Oh no, it's the cat. Interesting. That is very interesting. Wait, now I need to. ノラクロじゃないの？ノラクロ. That looks exactly the same. Wait, I am comparing that on my computer right now. Wait, I'm very confused right now. Wait, let me see. Oh, another super chat? Wait. Let me show you. Wait. Norakuro hair. That and your icon? It's almost identical, don't you think? That's interesting. That's a cat. Wow, I thought it was a dog. Sorry. I get easily amused. Super chat, thank you so much, Kenshiro-san. アメリカ人やヨーロッパ人のオタクが日本を訪れ人々が話すときに字幕はどこからずれます。Americans and European nurse visit Japan, and when people speak, they ask for subtitles. Yeah, man, like when I was a hikikomori, you know, like I go out now more often, but when I was extremely depressed back in like university days, I remember one day, finally, you know, leaving my place to go out to grocery shop or something, and then meeting my friends. And then after I spoke something, I looked for a back button on Firefox. It was so shocking. I still remember that moment, but like in real life, I looked for a back button. It's so weird. But yeah, I'm so happy though that there are more people that is visiting Japan, because even though there's this feeling that is unpleasant, which is that like you feel like your country is getting bought by foreigners, and that's not a pleasant feelings. But you know, when our news media, when they take up the commentary of the visitors, they actually say like they wanted to come back to Japan for long, but they couldn't because of the economy. But because the yen is cheap now, they are visiting. So I am so happy to hear that and, you know, experience Japan. And what's interesting is that what's pointing out here is that the visitors from outside, they are spending more money on experiences here. So they try out our traditional foods like cooking and so on, or they go to the nature and that sort of stuff. So yeah. Thank you for super chat. Thank you. I looked extremely inappropriate, but I didn't finish. Oh, okay. I was surprised with how much swearing there was in the 80s timeline. Was that accurate? Yes. I will proudly say yes. Because like, I was like, that father and daughter, the way that they were battling at home, you know, like swearing to each other, that's like what I was doing to my dad. No, my dad wouldn't say that back to me, but like I was saying, speaking in that tone, like every time I was mad at somebody when I was younger, like meaning the 80s, 90s, I was like something, you idiot, or something, you, you know, all that like disgusting words at the end. Like I would say that. usually a fool, like some kind of idiot or some sort, and then bald and not having hair, kind of bald and fat and that sort of stuff. Like it's so low class bashing. It was the culture. It was the culture. But of course, like if you are born in a rich family or something, like richer family, then I don't think that they would do that, because they're passionate about education. But just usual, the majority of families, I think that was like that. Like everybody was, because that time, like 80s, 90s, was for us. It's like, so we lost the World War II, 1945, and then people at the time had to rebuild our country, right? Like everything was burned down here. Like I'm not exaggerating. We were bombed on a daily basis throughout Japan, and so we had to, like our people. I was not born, but our people, what you call, reconstruct our country, and then I guess that in the 60s and 70s, like they had a rapid growth economically, and then 80s to 90s, they can enjoy, and at the same the result of what they had reconstructed, but at the same time they had to still keep going and so on. And at that time, like when you're growing, you're just vibrant, like you're so energetic, right? So like people were all, I don't know, pretty energetic and very aggressive. Hmm. We can like super chat. That's awesome. Yeah, YouTube installed the like thing recently. I can't like it though from here because I'm using StreamYard, a different service. Felix the cat is very old American anime. A talking cat with a magic yellow bag that can transform into special objects. That sounds fun. I grew up though watching Tom and Jerry. Was it Tom to Jerry? Right? Tom and Jerry. Yeah. I want I used to watch that. And I had a actually I had a stuffed animal of the brown one. Is it a I don't even know what character is that. Nezumi? Rat? Yeah. I had a brown, kind of big brown stuffed animal, and I used to have like hang out with that when I was little. I love black cats. I used to have one when I was 11. It was a stray cat, but cats liked me at the time, and like I used to hang out with the cat. I was a weird kid, usually stray cats, I become friends with them. Oh, super chat! Thank you so much. Correct me if I'm wrong. Didn't you speak complimentary of Congressman Ron Paul when he was unfairly treated while running for president? Thanks for being your base Japanese self. Thank you so much. Complimentary of Ron Paul? Oh, I'm not sure because I am on the level of confusing which is father and son. Rand Paul and Ron Paul, I get confused too. Maybe not me? Or was there any topic that I spoke on? Sorry, I don't. I'm not. I'm not sure. Thank you though for your super chat. It makes my day. Yes, yes, yes. But those who are on the right side, I usually like them. It was more fun. Definitely. Any advice for me? I'll be going to Japan soon for school. Nice. Just respect the public. It's not our society. It's not individualism. If if you have the style of individualism, then people will think that you are selfish. So, and the public or the mass is very strong and powerful, and yeah, you have to just obey the flow. And there are lots of unspoken rules, so just make sure that you are humble. Yeah, if you are humble and if you listen to what other people are saying and read between the lines that we say or speak, you always have to read between the lines and also stay quiet and just sense things. Japan is our communication is what's different about I mean the difference between America's communication and our communication, for example, is that America's communication is very, very verbal because there are lots of people with different backgrounds, and also it's just what you do. You speak, you communicate verbally, but over here in Japan, we don't speak. It's non-verbal communication, so you always have to analyze and make sure that you're picking and choosing the right words and also at the right time and place and so forth. Oh, hello. Hi, Yokozuna. Yokozuna. I like that. I guess one thing I wonder about is the US dollar yen exchange rate a problem for Japanese people? It seems pretty crazy. Yeah. I mean, I bet that those who do exports are having a really, really good time. But just those of us that are living here, for example, we are, just like I said, we are in the middle of what's called Golden Week, and people this season go travel. And people like, Guam, and like here in Japan, people love Guam and Hawaii and so on. Like it's a short, quick, but good enough trips, right? From here. It's America and it's so fun. But they are having a hard time to fly there. Some are given up. Others are taking their foods and water with them in their baggage. So yeah, that's a concern. Yeah. So yeah, we are. I mean, the media is keeps. I don't know what's the matter with the media, but back in the day when I was little, they were talking about how uh yen is too strong, and they kept agitating and agitating the anxiety. But right now they're saying that, oh, yen is cheap, oh, it's dangerous, blah 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 blah. So now, so I don't know, like to which degree I'm supposed to listen to them. You look for a back button. Yes, I did. It's a weird feeling because if you're stuck home all the time and if you keep watching the screen for so long, then it's like burnt in your brain and your eyes, and I guess that you just try to do the same thing in real life. It's actually very charming to know that you were comfortable enough with your families to be able to swear in the fashion and they were therefore emotionally. Yeah. I mean, I was a tomboy. I was never girly or feminine. No, I only learned how to be more feminine towards the end of in my 20s, and it's very recent, seriously. And yeah, I was cursing all the time, like the way that I spoke until I don't know, university or after graduation. I was speaking like a guy, and I don't know. I used to have this habit of whatever comes out of my mouth, I try to make it as bad as as bad as possible. to I guess now I look back, I guess that I was feeling kind of in, insecure because I was a female, right? I'm still am, but you know what I mean. Like I was a girl. I had to protect myself, and I guess that was my original way of trying to protect myself. And I was like, yeah, what's up, man? And I was speaking like a guy. And with my families too, I was very feisty. I still am, though. At least now I know how to communicate better than before. So I don't have to go crazy and show emotions when I speak. I don't have to do that anymore because I have lots of vocabularies and so on. But you know what I mean. Mitsubishi Bank was the largest bank in the world in terms of assets I had. Oh, good times. Even Trump at that time was, you know, he was kind of intimidated, I think. Not intimidated, that's not the word. You know, something on the line of like, he was cautious of, Japan's economy. Like, I think I've seen his words on that. Japan was growing so fast. And America, of course, had to stop it. Clinton passed Japan and went to China. Again, a Democrat. Father, I think you were nice about Trump, my bad. Oh, yeah. Oh, I mean, Ron Paul. Yes. Yes, I like Trump. So weird that I was the first to support Trump in Japan, basically. One of the first. Very, very few people at that time supported Trump. And I was one of the very few Japanese people, who supported Trump starting in 2015. People here learned about what Trump actually wants only after the primary. So I was early 80s Japan would a fun time and place to visit. The rapid advancing of technology, the music vibe, it looks very fun. Yeah, and our technology advancement, seriously. Sony's Walkman and so on, and we first had what's called PHS. Oh wait, before that, Pocket Bell, beeping in your country. Pocket Bell, PHS, and what we call garake, meaning just old-fashioned phone, flip phone. Yeah, good times. And I really, growing up, like starting from elementary school, like I really loved cassette tapes. Do you call it cassette? It was kind of transparent and it had colors. You can purchase in like a blue or pink or white or black, and it had lots of colors, and it was fashionable, and there were the levels of like quality, sound quality, and so on. And I used to listen to the radio. I would send a request, and then yeah, man, good times, lots of hopes and bright future. Yeah. Hello, Yoko. Hello. Thank you so much for coming. Autocorrect. All correct happens, yes. For Japanese travelers, I would recommend visiting Australia. It's very beautiful there. Yeah. I hear that there are some workers there now from Japan to Australia, and they're making lots of money. But then the living standard there is, you know, is of course their standard. So I bet that is like they have to probably spend more too. Oh, super chat! Thank you so much for a super chat. Love the live stream. Thank you. That makes me happy. Thank you. It's so interesting that like I'm just talking, but I'm so happy that you enjoy. Yes. Yeah, yeah, yeah. Rumpel and Rumpel remind me of Minamoto no Yoritomo and Minamoto no Yoshitsune. Names are easy to mix up. Yes, yes. I get confused too. Yes, direct communication. Japan indirect communication. It doesn't help that majority of Americans lack self-awareness. They don't read the room on purpose. Huh? It's part of the elitism. I see what you mean. I see what you mean. Yeah. I've met rich people too from America, so I can tell. And you know one thing about Americans, you are loud. Americans are so loud. Anywhere I go, like I can easily pinpoint, detect Americans. Like, oh, American, American. Because not only that they're loud, of course, like their American English kind of echoes, maybe because I'm familiar with American English, but I think the Chinese language too is very loud, right? That's interesting. The loudest countries are fighting over the world hegemony right now. Indians are kind of loud too. Yeah. Am I being a racist? Maybe I am. Hi from Asakusa. Oh, nice. Hello. How is Asakusa? I like your name, Beer and Bullshit. That's a good name. It's making me cry. Oh, funny. Some asshole on Twitter is telling me Japanese are converting to Islam. No. You can tell the person, hey, I asked a Japanese person living in Japan about what you're saying, and she laughed it off. Ha ha ha. Untrue. Yeah. Do you think Trump will save the world? Can he stop this multiculturalism take over many countries, including Japan? I guess that what Trump is trying to do and the cultural stuff are different things. Because what Trump is doing is to take back what's America's to Americans, and making sure the borders are protected, and and also just making sure that everybody obeys the what you call. I'm seriously forgetting English. Rule of law. And so on, and boosting America's economy and so on. And I don't think that, even though he talks about conservative stuff, like ideology wise, I think that he's saying that just to get support. to be blunt with you. So I don't know, but if the economy gets better and the presence of America gets better, or like if you take back America's presence in a good way on a global stage, I think that Americans will be proud again, and then I guess that you be proud of your culture too. So then people will rethink about what they are saying today, probably. When I was growing up, Japanese products were very popular for being high quality and reliable. Exactly! It still is. But that's the problem though, because if Japanese products don't break, then people will not purchase. So, oh, Super-chan, thank you so much. Hey, Yogo, do you know what the Japanese perspective of these protests are happening at so many colleges across the US? I haven't checked, but I'm actually gonna write about that though. But for Japanese people to learn about it, I saw that on our newspaper. Where was it? Oh yeah. Oh, poor thing. Today's is it? Yes, no. Friday's newspaper. Next to Biden's xenophobic comment. Wait, where's Biden? Biden. You see Biden over here? You can't. Biden's face. And it's about the xenophobic stuff. And then next to that, there's can you see? Yeah, it's reported here, but 日本人がね、このアメリカの大学のデモ、拘束の件とか、なんて言ってるって。According to my husband, it's reported here, but people don't really have any opinions about it. I mean, we don't talk about it much, but I do see some posts though on Twitter. I mean X, but yeah, the majority of us here, by the way, we support Israel. But the academic field, I think they are trying to see things objectively, but there's this criticism that they're kind of leaning towards the other side. So, not sure. Asakusa is awesome. Great izakaya. Nice. Almost all Muslims I see in Japan are Indonesians. Exactly. Me too. I saw 5 or so in a group yesterday in the city because there was a festival. But yeah, on a daily basis, I don't see anybody. Hanami season though, I did see some at the park nearby, but like it's a huge park, so tourists come here too. But yeah. But it's just Islamic ideology and like Japanese beliefs. It doesn't go well. We are such a free country. So, super chat, thank you. My Okinawan friends are very pro-Trump. That's good to know. Are Okinawan by Okinawan, I believe, Japanese people, or I don't know. That's good to hear. Yeah. Like Trump is like, there are a lot, I don't know. Even though there are some concerns, regarding Trump, when it comes to like how he will end the war in Ukraine and so on, like there are some, like a few concerns, but fundamentally, like the vision that Trump has for America and the world, and like how he makes things happen, like and also we already have seen how he works as a president. So even like Japanese people, we want America to be strong. We are dependent on America. America is a huge ally for us too, and we are cooperating together to protect this region. And so we want really, even though Biden administration too, like they're doing well, but when it comes to wars, in Ukraine or Israel, Hamas stuff, it's the approaches that the US are taking are very weak, and it's just dragging and dragging. There is this analysis though that we have heard recently that they are doing it. The Biden administration is just dragging and dragging, and even though we get exhausted by that, Russia, China, like their side gets exhausted too, and then eventually they will stop. I have no idea, but yeah.
その一個前に緑のやつ喋るけど、
緑のやつ？うん。だからそれを言ったじゃん、今。
違う違
え？
う。今、オレンジの、
うん。
前置きがフレンチの言ったやろ、その
うん
前には緑があるやろ。
うん。
それ言ったのね。
うん。
俺いない間に。
うん。
その前のオレンジの言ったね、ライブストリーム。
うん。なんかこれさ、表紙が変わってんだよね。前スーパーチャットだけ見よったのに、その表示がなくなった。うん。うんうん。うん。Crazy how many hijab I see in Tokyo these days. Oh, yeah. I think that when it comes to Tokyo, I think 10% of those who that are in the 20s are actually foreigners. Like I've seen a survey like that. It's really crazy there. But Tokyo is a very unique. Like it's a special place. So I can't tell though how to think about that. That guy blocked me on Twitter. Cool. Hello, Yoko-san. Hello. Thank you so much for coming. But I gotta go though. It's been an hour. Always wanted to visit Japan. How's it company GF? What does it mean? Yep. I really like Japan and Korea because they were in really bad condition after World War II and Korean War and became top economies in a few decades. I have visited Korea, hopefully Japan soon. Ooh, that's good. Yeah. But Korea though, like, people talk about Japan's decline of birth rate often, but in South Korea, it's actually worse. It's less than 1, so it's 0.7 something, it's really bad. But then again, like they've got technology and we do too, and we are better partners than before. So hopefully we can work it out together. Because things can be automated and there are restaurants in some like urban restaurants. It's the robots that carry the dishes and so on. And I guess that's the future that we are heading to. Yup. And you can rewind a cassette with a pencil, which was fun. That was fun, yeah. I used to do that too, yeah. And the camera too, camera, not digital, and you had to go burn it, have it burn them. And that's how I actually have the physical photos. But today I take so many pictures on my phone and I have none printed. So that's really bad. Hello from 巌流島。巌流島ってどこだ？宮本武蔵のやつか。下関。 You're in Shimonoseki? Japan was a novel time, considering that today, if you speak Japanese or English, no one is surprised anymore abundantly. Novel time? What do you mean, novel time? Eh? Man, I have to learn English. I actually bought books on English vocabulary, and I'm gonna restudy English, I guess. No. Tokyo is very special. Fukuoka and Okinawa are still my faves. Yeah. I've never been to Okinawa. I want to go to Hokkaido and Okinawa. Ne. The very north and very south, I have to check them out. It's good to chat with you. Have a good night week. Thank you. Do you have a Discord? I have, but I'm not on there. But I approved your request. Good night then. Thank you. Reminding a castle with a piss. The Japan I want to see in the beginning of the Heisei era. I don't believe in reincarnation, but maybe after I die, I want to become a wandering spirit and explore that time. Oh, yeah. Maybe we can rebuild that era again, though. If the economy comes back and our fashion trend comes back, we can relive that. So you don't have to die, Any Japanese attention on the new Shogun series? No. Not really, actually. But I've seen a coverage of that on TV to promote that show, but that's about it. I just saw it one time and people don't talk about it. Korea fertility rate dropped to 0.58. Was it that low? Not sure. Japan, I think will be the first country to fix this population decline. Yeah, that would be cool. Yeah, there's always somebody that fixes the problem. It would be cool if my country can do it. What do I need to do when I go to Japan because all of the tourists? What do I need to do? When are you coming though? Because it depends on the season, but there are always many places to visit, and so you'll survive. I'll be in Sapporo on Tuesday. Ah, nice. Nice. Anyway, guys, I gotta go. But thank you so much for all your super chat and your company. I really enjoyed hanging out with you. Oh, August, don't come to Japan in August because it's really, really hot. Like, unless you're from hot countries, it's Japan's hotness is hot and like it's like humid, like so humid that yeah. And then it rains too, probably in the late afternoon, like 4 or 5 or so. Like it rains heavily usually. And then yeah, typhoon can come too. So yeah, I don't recommend August. Usually spring, March, April, and May too. June, no. Maybe July. June because of the rainy season. July is dangerous too, though. Like, it's so hard to visit Japan now. But early September, we get typhoons. November, December, January, February. It is difficult. But I bet that there are information from the visitors, you should ask those who have visited here rather, probably. I live here, so I don't have a good picture. I was really late. Yeah. Thank you. Eat, drink, and karaoke. In izakaya. Yeah. Good. It's over. Thank you, guys. Mata. Enjoy your Sunday. Thank you. Speak June to October. That's very safe. October kind of good though, I think. But yeah. Thank you, guys. I gotta go. Thank you again, and have a good night. Okay. Have a good week. Thank you. Okay. Bye bye. Good night. Bye.